Hello and welcome to Cambridge and Wishon, a podcast by two weird guys about the weird things they like. I'm Ronnie, otherwise known as Skele Vader, and you are on the Skele Vader YouTube channel for this one. And
As promised,
as promised, and we got Mark here.
Mark B, also known as Mark B, over here on the Skele Vader channel.
This is a new venue for us, and usually what we do is edit through. Mark does this amazing editing for the podcasts, and basically you're just going to get 1,000 ums from me because Mark doesn't have to edit them out for this one. But that makes this more
no
exciting.
editing. Yay!
No editing for you. Hopefully I won't run into any issues with this. Putting it on the channel and all that stuff. It's all new for me, so it'd be exciting. But we're recording.
I checked it out. I checked it out ahead of time.
It's exciting. We're gonna make it work.
You'll just MP4s work in iMovie, so you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah. So we have some slides for this holiday episode where we're gonna go through some of the things we picked up over the year. It's there's quite a few things. I was a little bit surprised at how many things that I picked up, and you too. You're usually more conservative in your buying, but I think you got a bunch of cool things this
year. Half of this stuff is from you, so that's why there's as much as there is.
Mm-hmm.
I think my last category it technically is stuff from Ronnie. I have it as miscellaneous, but there are things from every other, not every other, but many of the other categories are from you as well. I wouldn't have been able to take a picture of it though, so I did it this way.
Well,
and I think pictures, I'm kind of glad I had that thought because I would have had to set up my little work desk here that I'm doing my Officer Big Mac on with just 50 toys and then scramble to pick them up and show them. And I was like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
people aren't going to be able to handle that.
Pictures make really streamline this for everybody, so it'll be good.
Short work of it.
And that way we've got these clumps of figures that are associated or loosely associated of items that we can just sort of display. So we got a nice little slideshow here for you all. And for those of you who actually listen to the Cambridge and Wishon podcast or tune into the Skele Vader channel, big thank you to you for participating in this nonsense. We do this for us. And the fact that some people tune in just blows my mind. So thank you, Jules.
Yes.
Otherwise known as HP over here on the Skele Vader channel. But yeah,
that's our joke, and we're gonna drive it into the ground.
That's right. So I don't know. Should we get started?
Yeah, let's do this, man.
All right.
People don't want to be here for 2 hours. That's for sure.
They don't. Not on this channel.
Oh, look at that lovely picture I took of our corner where we used to live.
We used to live on it. Folks, if you don't know this, Mark and I used to live in an apartment complex on the corner of Cambridge and Wishon in Fresno's Tower District, or on the edge of Fresno's Tower District. And that's how this show got named.
Yep.
All right. So, Mark, you are first. Here's your first image.
Yeah, so all my McDonald's crap and other things. There's a few other things in there, but this is my McDonald's kids meal burger stuff. So I've got, I think the first thing I got during the year was that little blue Officer Big Mac helicopter. And then for my birthday, you gave me a couple things. One of those being that beautiful Grimace glass there in the back.
Mm-hmm.
The Minecraft stuff. I've got the Big Mac there that has another Big Mac on top of it, and that stupid orange soda potion deal. What else did I get? Oh, I got the little Officer Big Mac Fast Mac car, and then the little McDonald's Happy Meal bonanza that we went through.
Yeah.
So there should be like five or so of those. A couple of them were from you. Actually, I think 2 of them were from you. And I bought one on eBay.
I have all of mine at work. I still haven't been able to pick up the hamburger Happy Meal one. And part of that is that I keep forgetting to like look it up on eBay. So it must not be a priority for me, but that's one that I still, seeing it now, that's one that I still want to.
Yeah, I think they're probably plentiful on eBay and for probably fairly cheap like that. I keep coming across the chicken nugget one, adult Happy Meal thing that they did after the cactus plant market flea basket stuff. And they're all relatively cheap. What else is in there? Oh, those little junk foodies guys that I got because of that burger, that whole. So you can listen to the episodes to hear the long extended versions of the troubles that these things cause me. And the McDonald Land tins are kind of hidden there under those little miniature little McDonald's Happy Meal boxes. Those are for money. That's the only way I could squeeze all of it into one picture.
Ooh,
so that's all my McDonald's crap.
I think it's a good, since we're looking at this McDonald's crap.
Oh, that's not it. I got the changeables. There's a Big Mac changeable, hamburger changeable, and the quarter pounder styrofoam box changeable, and the Burger King lickety splits.
Yes. While we're looking at these adorable anthropomorphic and otherwise McDonald's stuff, I should mention for those of you tuning in that if you're familiar with the stuff that's been showing up on this channel and you're listening to the podcast, you know we've been building some hamburgers, some anthropomorphic burgers. So we're going to show those off at the end. So do stick around.
Yeah.
I got my little Big Mac changeable right here, but I got so many of my little items. I have a little toy shelf at work. I should take a picture of that one of these days. It's evolved quite a bit. So I got my little some of my fast food items that we have here over there. Yeah, this is cool. It's cool to see. Those tins were surprisingly neat, I think is the best word for it. I think you and I both wanted like plastic items instead of tins with stickers and postcards. But when you get those things open and you look at what's inside, they're pretty adorable. They're full of adorable little items.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah, cute stuff. All right, I'm going to go to the next slide. This one's mine. Now, this is just a smattering of things. The Big Bird and Snuffleupagus Super 7 2-pack was I don't know. For me was a huge event when Super 7 put this out. It was exciting. I think they've chilled out a little bit with their Super 7 reaction figure Sesame Street waves. I'm not sure what's going to happen with all that. They're closing down their physical stores.
One of them, the one in San Diego, they're closing down.
Oh, they're closing down the one in San Francisco too.
Oh, I hadn't seen that. I only saw the San Diego post.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they are. I saw a little notification, and maybe it says temporarily, so I don't know what their plan is, and I hope the company's not in horrible shape.
Those tariffs ain't helping anybody.
Those tariffs are not helping with anybody. And plus, their figures are not, this is typical critique of Super 7, but their figures are not affordable. And so even their little reaction figures, I wasn't going to get the Snuffleupagus Big Bird 2-pack. it was just a little on the pricey side. But Aaron Davies, who's a friend of the channel, he sent me the 2-pack, and that was very much appreciated. I wanted to, what was that?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said something. I wanted to also give a sneak peek of the Frankenstein that's in the back there too. He was an affordable find at Ross. Going to Ross has been my new favorite thing for toy shopping lately, because there have been some surprisingly cool and affordable things popping up at Ross. And back there also is the Donald Duck that I picked up at Disneyland that I talked about.
Yeah.
That guy's, I mean, for $16, it's a pretty great figure. And
yeah, they don't have them on their online store. I looked for vinyl figures, and I'm like, you bastards.
Yeah, you got to go. And really, and we've talked about it already, but the only way that I was finding Donald Duck at first was in the pack of all of them. Like, you had to get Goofy, Mickey, Pluto, Daisy, Minnie in order to get Donald, and that was really frustrating. But finally, at the end of our day at Disneyland, we found Donald sitting there, so got that. And then, of course, at the very start of the year, my wife and daughters got me those Sesame Street Funko Pops, which I think are really cool. I think that there's an Oscar the Grouch one circulating right now at Walmart's. So, yeah. You and I have talked about Funko Pops. I have a, love-hate relationship with Funko Pops. The design doesn't always work, but for some reason, for the Muppets, like, it just, they look beautiful, especially the Sesame Street ones.
Yeah, they're pretty cute. I don't know. Yeah. They may be going under too, so that I've heard rumblings of that as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting time for toy makers. I feel for them. And that Yoda, he's old. He's just in there. The Creature from the Black Lagoon's from like 2 years ago too. I just, I took some photos of other things that were set up for this today, but this is my last photo I took. I was like, oh, I better take a picture of this. So, this is quite literally a little display right here next to me. So
nice.
Yeah. All right.
My Fisher Price stuff. Yeah. Yes. So half of this is from you.
Mm-hmm.
Half is old stuff, and a couple of those are probably not from this year. I don't remember. No, the little cowboys are from when we went September to the Clovis antique stores, and I found those old chairs and stuff when we were cleaning up the house at the end of the year, but I included them here. Yeah. But you gave me Bert, Ernie, Cookie Monster, Big Bird and his nest, and the two wooden little people there.
Yeah.
And I got Oscar and Roosevelt Franklin. Did I say his name right this time?
Yeah.
Yes. Those two I got off eBay during the year. So that's my little Fisher Price collection. They're scattered all throughout the house, but I brought them together for the picture.
I can't remember if my next slide is my Fisher Price people or not. I may have done that. I'm not sure, but we are Fisher. Wouldn't you agree? Like 2025 was for us was McDonald's, Sesame Street, Fisher Price year in many ways. I think most of my eBay searches were Fisher Price and McDonald's and Sesame Street.
Yeah, mine were cereal premiums.
Yeah,
McDonald's, Happy Meal stuff, and probably Fisher Price.
It was kind of a neat year for that.
Yeah, at least there was a neat year for something. Otherwise, it was bullshit.
when all else fails, toys.
Yeah. There they are.
Then here's my little Fisher Price and other things display. Got the creepy Dick Tracy figures. That was a kind of tangent I went on earlier in the year. I stopped with those three. I really wanted to pick up a flat top, but he's a little on the pricier side, so I avoided that. The Dungeons and Dragons figures are just they're on my display, and they're in my display. They're from Bobby Dangerously. He sent those like almost a year and a half ago now, so they don't really count for today. But all this Fisher Price stuff was acquired by me this year. That Cookie Monster back there, the plastic one behind the Fisher Price one, you gave me that guy.
Yeah.
And that play set was a huge, exciting acquisition for me. I found it for $75. Again, this is Aaron Davies, again, a friend of the channel. He sent this to me through Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a really good price." So I went ahead and got it. Came all the way from Utah, and I'm really stoked to have that. Now I finally, every time I would see Mark's Lego Sesame Street playset behind him, I would get so damn jealous. And now I finally have a Sesame Street set of my own. And then another thing,
Lego build, by the way.
I know yours is the Lego one, and that Lego build is amazing.
It was fun.
I think it went on sale like early last year, and even on sale, it was a little bit pricey. I was like, "Whoa,
yeah, they're not cheap, especially the licensed stuff."
Yeah, for sure. Like the Star Wars stuff is just, the Star Wars Lego sets are insane.
Yeah,
so cool and so pricey.
Yes, sir.
That it was fun also to figure out which Oscar the Grouch was the right one to get, based on the box art for this playset. I think you and I both got the same one, right? The one with the handle on the lid, as opposed to without the handle.
Can't remember now.
Yeah, it was interesting to explore the variants for these things. Also, that's my Drunk Goofy cup that HP or Jules and I found at one of our antique store outings.
Yeah,
Drunk, exhausted, goofy. All right. I'll move on to the next one. Woo!
Yeah, so my cereal stuff. Actually started the year by getting a one plastic rock ball.
Yay!
Little blue guy down there. That and the Ham Hose Freakies speedboat actually showed up when I was in the hospital. I had ordered them prior to nearly killing myself, and then accidentally falling off a ladder, got hurt real bad, and those showed up while I was not home. And then what else do I have there?
Gosh, that was another big event for this last year.
Well, that's why I'm saying 2025 was a crappy year.
A shit show. Multiple ways.
I think that magnet actually is from the end of last year. The Snorkel Dork or Snorkel Dwarf magnet. I got the little Ham Hose patch, the iron-on patch. I got another speedboat with Boss Moss in it. While I was while I was hurt, or I think it was maybe after, when I was home, when you came and visited me with the Jada Toys, Count Chocula, and Frankenberry. So those are gifts from Ronnie, as well as the 10-inch Frankenberry pop figure.
Yeah.
And then the Count Chocula box from this year is there. The Jim Henson or Henson Company puppets, and that Crazy Kids Food book that I got. That's like one of the last things I got this year. I haven't gotten anything since our last episode.
Yeah, the Jim Henson Cereal Monsters boxes were really tempting. It's funny, like during the season of the Cereal Monsters, I usually get over to Walmart a couple of times, but that was just like I never had a chance to get over there and pick up. I really wanted to get the Frankenberry flocked box, but I missed the boat on that one.
Yeah.
And how many times have I texted you and said, do you have Count Chocula or Frankenberry yet from the Jada toys? Every time my memory is I worry about my memory sometimes.
Not only do I have them, you gave them to me.
I know. I wonder what's happening to my brain. But
don't ask me, man. Oh, and actually there's some more cereal stuff back there from 3 years ago. The little Cause guys are in the background of my picture there.
The Cause guys have regularly been on display here for me too. Love those so much.
Yeah, they rule.
And I've already had to put my Frankenberry 10-inch Frankenberry into a box in a closet. So, but that's another good Funko Pop too. And I still don't know if the versions we got are a variant. I haven't done any research on this, but the image on the back of that box showed that Frankenberry's eyelids were. Frankenberry had eyelids, and then this version does not have eyelids. So that's an interesting thing. Maybe we'll look into that. But yeah, good stuff. And I think it has to happen, Mark. I think you're gonna have to get a rock ball every year, even if they're duplicates.
I've been looking. I haven't seen one in ages.
There were so many of them online while we were talking about them.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
Weird. And that Crazy Kids Food book is great too. Didn't one of the contributors reach out and say something?
I've been friends with online friends with Dan Goodsell for years. He did one of my letterpress cards.
Yeah.
However many years ago that was.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
It's a good book. All right. Let's go to the next one. And just like Rock Ball has to show up, rear its adorable little head, Masters of the Universe, of course, is always going to be something that I'm dabbling in. It's a huge, I shouldn't say dabble, it's to say indulge, obsess over. So some of these items go back to the earlier part of the year. And then some of them are more recent. That Bluebeard Stratos right in the front there was a huge find. For people who are collectors of Masters of the Universe, like that there was a variant of Stratos that came out in that first wave and then discontinued, where Stratos had a blue beard in the paint application to his face. And it's highly sought after version of Stratos. And I happened upon this at an antique store, and it was priced extraordinarily low. I don't think they knew what they had. That was a huge find. And then,
it's funny because you mentioned that on the episode when you talked about it, and I'm like, most of these places are commission or not commission. What's it called? Where you put your stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's up to the store to have any idea or price these out. It's whoever the seller is that's selling it via the antique store. So
no, for sure.
They don't care. The people that work there don't care what what the prices are or what the thing is. It's the people that are selling it.
Well, yeah,
Consignment
obviously.
is the word.
Yeah, I think that the person, it was surprising that the person who had that booth didn't know, because there have been some high priced items in there, both Star Wars and Masters of the Universe. Each time I've gone, the family and I have gone to look at that particular booth. So it was surprising. And I was really excited. The people who ran the store, who came and opened the case for me, they weren't the people who run the booth.
Yeah.
And so
that's my point.
Yeah, I knew I could be excited with them because they.
They're not gonna up the price on you because
I'm excited.
Showing interest.
No, yeah, they wouldn't do that. So getting that was exciting. I think I was like, my heart was pounding the entirety of the drive home, and it was a really cool moment. And then there have been some interesting and pretty cool Masterverse figures to come out this past year too. That Skeletor back there is it's supposed to be based on the vintage action figure. Same thing with that Faker back there. And then there's the Green Goddess and Merman and Beastman. The Merman and the Beastman are both new Eternia. So they're, for the super Masters of the Universe geeks out there, there's some references to earlier or other versions of the characters all thrown into one design, which is interesting. Same thing with that Hordak. And then the Stinkor back there was a huge find also and my wife got that for me for my birthday, or I bought it for myself and my wife gave it to me. So having a Stinkor on the card was an exciting moment.
Was that from one of the Visalia?
That was from the Visalia.
Yeah,
folks, if you're ever driving, if you're ever driving through the Central Valley, you've got to stop off in Visalia and go to Visalia Vintage and Antiques. That place is amazing. Mark, you and I should go there. Let's go there.
It's a good idea.
It's amazing, and the stuff they have is just is really cool. Some of it's appropriately priced by the people who run the booths, and some of it's a good deal. Like this Stinkor on the card was, I think it was $80 and mint on card, and it has a little price tag on there that somebody wrote $150 at some point, but that wasn't I think that would maybe have been a clearance price for it, maybe $1.50, because I don't,
Right.
So I don't know, but that was a cool find as well.
It could have been, somebody could have been trying to get $150 for it at some point. You never know.
Maybe, yeah. And then the cartoon collection from Origins has been coming out with some cool ones. I think the standout for me is this Triclops, who's based on, he's the green guy in the middle. He's based on the cartoon, the Filmation cartoon. He looks just like he popped right off the screen there. And then Adam from Battle Ram blog, He-Man.org, he sent me some figures recently, and that Zodak, that vintage Zodak, is in excellent condition. He sent that to me. And then the two weirdos there, the purple looking guy and then the green guy with the glass dome, they're both from Masters of the Universe, or New Adventures of He-Man, and that's the 90s cartoon, which is one of the hardest things to watch. It's not great, but the villains from that toy line are really unique and interesting, and Adam sent those to me as well. This is obviously, this is not everything that I've found from Masters of the Universe, but it's there's, again, some stuff is already in a box. So one of these days I'm going to have to do a video on my channel where I rediscover the stuff that I've put in a box. And there are quite a few boxes. I know.
Haul it all out, man.
I know. I got to haul it out.
Every single piece.
Go through every piece. It'll be a 24-hour live stream.
Yay.
Yay. No, who wants that? All right.
I'm sure somebody does.
Somebody probably does. All right.
My only 2 Super 7 reaction figures from the year, Roosevelt Franklin and Boogie Boy from Devo.
Yeah.
Kind
These
of
are great.
Anticipating a Devo figure here needs to roll around pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
These are all I'm interested in from them at this point, to be honest with you.
Devo and Sesame Street.
Yeah, Sesame Street.
Devo?
I think I'm fine with what I have.
Yeah, it would have to be like, you know, some of the monster Muppets if they wanted to, you know, bring me back in. I think, but their Devo figures are fantastic.
Yeah, I'm. That's really the only thing I'm looking forward to. So I'm curious. Again, maybe that line is dying out. Who knows? Who knows with them?
We shall see. I mean, we've talked about it before, but if other companies are going to put out affordable 3.75-inch reaction style Kenner Star Wars style figures and have them be affordable, then companies gotta think carefully about what they're going to price these things at.
Yep.
I mean, that Devo figure there is extraordinary, you know, for what you get and for the 3.75-inch figure.
I mean, it's fun having a Boogie Boy figure. They need to make Turkey Monkey though. That's
they do.
They could do a vinyl Turkey Monkey.
They should. And I got Roosevelt Franklin as well. He's a great one. I didn't talk about this when you showed your Fisher Price Roosevelt Franklin, but I picked mine up a little bit after you picked yours up, didn't I?
Yeah, we got them around the same time because of this. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now this one, these are also reaction figures. We'll talk a little bit about that in a moment, but because of the amazing gift you gave me. But the main focus of this one is the little He-Man reaction figure back there. That was something I picked up this year. I've been holding off on him. I'm always more interested in the villains anyways, but that He-Man reaction figure is a special little guy. So I got him. He was very affordable. Found him on eBay for like $15. And then, but of course, this Hoth play set with the Tauntaun, a separate purchase, the Tauntaun, but if you watch my channel, you'll see the video where I found this on a trip to the antique store with HP, or AKA Jules. And back there behind He-Man is the probe droid, the probot that came with this set. And this set was in amazing condition. I don't think I've given an update on this, but the platform that it was on, the icy platform that it is part of the play set, was warped. I put that in some boiling water.
Yep.
I put some heavy items on it and got it to even out, and now it's as good as new. It's
that's what you do.
It's really cool, and it's a play set that I coveted as a kid, and love this thing. So happy to finally have it. That Bizarro Superman was also a cool find this year too, that I haven't talked about that much. It's part of the Superpowers McFarlane, and they're about 4 inches tall. And some of them are good, some of them are not so great, but this Bizarro was like a fantastic figure, and also pretty affordable. I think it was like $9.99. So
good. That's nice,
right?
$10 or less is always nice.
Yes, exactly. I mean, this is the thing that I think about, and we talked about this too, like the the nacelle or nacelle, um, they're making those. They're making affordable 3.75-inch figures. Spin Master's making affordable 3.75-inch figures. McFarlane's small figures are affordable. So in the face of tariffs, there's some people really trying to make things that people can get. All right. Oh, and that Tauntaun's the one with the the belly that you can put an action figure in, like because there are two different types of Tauntauns. The one without the belly, the surgical belly, and one with the surgical belly.
I got a couple of shirts this year. How exciting is that, people? Got my
Very exciting
Bob's Big Boy Father's Day gift from my nephew, and this amazing Wizard of Fries shirt, the unofficial Burger Build shirt for me, at least. And I'm wearing Bob's Big Boy, actually.
Oh, and I'm wearing my unofficial
go.
Burger Build t-shirt too.
So yeah, T Public for the Wizard of Fries from Dustin Crop's Boy, and then Bob's came straight from the restaurant from my nephew.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I think the next time the family and I go down south, I'm gonna try and hit that place up.
Yeah, head over to Burbank.
Yep. And that's my my little yellow Stegosaurus is in there.
I just grabbed this picture. This is in the dirty clothes. I'm like, I'm not taking that out. I'm taking a picture of these. These are old pictures on my phone.
Yeah, it's good. And, since you gave Dustin Crop's Boy a shout out, I'll give Mortarhead's Eric a shout out too. Folks, check out these guys. They do amazing stuff. And I'll go ahead and include the links below for this as well. Next slide. This is sort of my smattering of Disney stuff here. That I was, there. I really wanted to get the reaction figures of the hitchhiking ghosts. Back when they came out, they were, $20 a pop. I didn't do it. And now they've just gone up in price. I feel like I missed the boat on the hitchhiking ghosts, but something that I feel like has flown under the radar a little bit is this Constance Hatchaway. She is the bride from the Haunted Mansion ride. It's super creepy. She's a Black Widow. She's killed like 15 husbands. They have this is an interesting thing. I got this on Amazon for like $8. It was really cheap. And I don't know if a lot of people have caught on to this, but that bride has been changed. So she is no longer the terror that she used to be on the ride.
Can't have that anymore.
Can't have that anymore. Don't want to offend anybody. And I'm sad that she's gone, but the surprising thing here is that, once something like that changes, you would think that the action figure versions would go up in price or become more valuable. She, in fact, has become less valuable for some reason. But now that I'm talking about it here, of course, since so many people watch us and care, it's going to skyrocket. But that was an exciting find, and I really got it for sentimental reasons, in honor of the old ride. And then speaking of old rides, that's the Matterhorn I've been building. So if you're watching this channel, that's the most current version. I took that picture this morning, so it's looking pretty good. I've been adding things here and there. The most recent video just launched yesterday, which is I guess I should say the 21st of December. So go check that out. And then the short-lived obsession. I feel like I was struggling excited, struggling to get these at an affordable price, but these Mark's solid plastic, solid color Disney toys. I was looking at them at antique stores and coveting them, and one is Mickey $25 at an antique store, looking on eBay, and I got this whole grouping for, what was it, like $15? It was an amazing,
ridiculous,
some amazing price. I mean, that's not counting shipping, but it was like $10 shipping. But still, like, one of these figures, usually if you find them in antique stores, usually go for about $20 or higher.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with this little collection. I don't really foresee myself getting more of these unless I can come across a good deal on the Seven Dwarfs, which I would love to get eventually, but really happy with these guys. Getting Jiminy Cricket and Donald Duck was really like exciting for me.
They're gorgeous. I mean, look at you can't even take a picture of that pink, man. It's so electric.
It's the color, the vibrancy of these colors is like not even capturable on
it's amazing.
the photograph. And then this amazing little Goofy that
another drunk Goofy.
That's like my new collection, drunk Goofies. Was an exciting purchase too, because I'd been seeing, every time I'd go to the antique stores with HP, aka Jules, I'd see this guy sitting there and I'd avoid him. And finally one day he was like, "You got to take me home. I'm only $5." And plus, upon closer inspection, I don't know who made this. There's no indication that this was made by Disney or anything on him. So kind of a neat mystery.
Could be a bootleg.
Judging by the paint job, there's very high probability that it is. All right, moving on. Yes.
My eBay stuff. And there's the grouping of little plastic dinosaurs, that one in the front there with the spiky back. That's the Dimetrodon that I had as a kid that got me hooked on these. And also, not quite as vibrant, but they have that same what would you, I guess, not texture, but
I don't know.
It's the same deal as the Disney figures you just showed. That bright plastic that just stays bright forever. I mean, these are all, I mean, I'm sure they've degraded a little bit, but they probably look pretty close to what they did 50 years ago.
I think so.
Got the little Garfield pencil topper. I have one somewhere in my house that I can't locate. Got a couple of Cutie Fruity pencil toppers as well. And then that little tiny Orkin Man.
Yeah, so cool.
Keychain guy. Bug spray rig.
Yeah.
Dude, that's I've never seen before this year, and I had to have it.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's such a cheery, like William S. Burroughs type of Naked Lunch thing.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, and that was all. Yeah, so this were my eBay purchases. I got eBay gift cards for Christmas last year and for Father's Day, and that allowed me to get these little things, plus a bunch of the other stuff, all that McDonald's stuff and Fisher Price stuff. Most of that all came from eBay, but these didn't fit into another category. So there you have it.
Yeah. I don't know if we've talked about this, but I'm pretty sure I had that Garfield pencil topper too as a kid.
It was ubiquitous.
Yeah. That's Garfield really, Garfield and Smurfs. These are two things that like were everywhere for me as a kid. And I've never really dove in and started collecting them, but they certainly activate the nostalgia button for me whenever I see them. Very cool. And there's my yellow Stegosaurus again.
Yep.
These items, NECA has been putting out these Sesame Street figures, and they are absolutely like beautiful. I saw them at Comic-Con when they first announced them, and I thought, not in person, obviously, but saw images of them online. I thought, oh, those are cool. And then seeing them in person just like shook me to my core. Like, they are absolutely gorgeous figures, and they are to scale with the Palisades Muppet Show figures. So if you are one of the lucky people that collected those, these Sesame Street figures are comparable and fit right in. I only have a couple of those. And then the big start of the year, 70th anniversary, part of the 70th anniversary of Disneyland Celebration, they put out a drink bucket, I guess it's what they're called, of the Abominable Snowman. So you see that little strap back there, you can put your drink in there and carry him around like that. But I when they first showed up, my wife and I and our daughters didn't have a plan to go to Disney, and I was really afraid that I'd miss out on this. Like, I rarely get excited about trending souvenirs like popcorn buckets and drink buckets and things like that from Disney parks, but this one I just had to have him. He Harold, as he's known, no longer looks like this, so that was part of the excitement. He's been upgraded. He was upgraded in like 2010. I think it was 2010. And he's a really extraordinary animatronic now, but the one that I grew up with was this one, basically just standing there, and his eyes glowed red, and you'd hear him roar, and that was it. And so when they put this version, they could have put out the newer version of Harold, and that would have been less exciting to me. The fact that they went nostalgic with this was really, really cool. So I've splurged on this, and this is also part of a birthday present in September for my wife, but could only find it for like $80 or something. And
woo!
But and then the funny part is that last time we went to the park, there he was. So maybe it's a good idea. Oopsie. Maybe it's a good idea, folks, to be patient. Mark has taught me that. Be patient, wait for the deals, but I'm glad I have him.
Hey, you never know. Sometimes you completely miss out by following that.
Yeah, that was
logic.
That was part of my fear, is that I'd miss out on this guy. And anyways, I'm anxiously awaiting more NECA Sesame Street figures. I know they've got some coming that I hope that the tariff situation or whatever else is happening to other toy companies doesn't happen for the Sesame Street figures, because they have a Big Bird coming. You can switch out his head, and he can be the first version of Big Bird. You know, that like sketchy looking Big Bird from the first few episodes.
Wispy feathers on top.
Yep. Kind of like strung out Big Bird is the best way to describe him. So you can switch out his head, and that's gold right there. Plus there's a Oscar the Grouch that's supposed to be on his way, and Harry the Monster. So we shall see.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I labeled this miscellaneous, but like I said earlier, it could just be stuff from Ronnie. And I actually am now realizing that I left two things out. I didn't grab them. So
welcome to the club, Mark. Finally.
When I think the Forlom and Zuckus 2-pack was also from the beginning of the year when I was hurt, as well as the JB Fletcher TV Toon or Toonie TV figure from NECA. Skeen Garfield was a birthday gift. I think both these, Skeen Garfield and the Jack Specific Simpsons characters, were birthday gifts.
Yeah.
And then the Ben Cooper Planet of the Apes NECA figure you grabbed for me while you were down south.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I just saw them in local Targets the other day. So they finally made it here.
Finally.
And they're
I gotta
$19.99.
Yeah.
I always thought they were more, but they had them for $19.99.
That's a good price. I think they were this one. I think they have been more.
Yeah, I remember them being $25 in Target,
yeah.
but I could be mistaken. And I know you paid a couple dollars more than $19.99 for this one.
Yeah, I think it was 22.
Yeah,
Something
so
like
I don't know. I looked for a creature and I did not see one.
Yeah, I have not run into a creature, but you know what I did run into? And I was like, fuck. Why do these have to pop up during the holiday season when I'm genuinely trying hard to be, to not buy things for myself? The Kiss ones. They had Gene Simmons and Peter Criss. They didn't have Ace and they did not have Paul. But they finally are showing up in the stores, the Kiss ones. And I'm on the fence, when our delightful president honored Gene and Paul and Peter at the Kennedy Center awards, I was like, oh my God, guys, seriously? So nothing's going to stop my...
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Nothing's going to change the fact that Kiss are a very nostalgic band for me. And I put a lot of value in that. But I saw those Ben Cooper costumed figures show up. So maybe I'm, putting this out there to my family. If you want to get me a Target gift card, now's the time. But yeah, I still haven't run across a creature, which is really bizarre. And those
I haven't seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah. The Jack's Pacific Simpsons figures, I think, were a big deal this year too. Like super affordable, cute little Simpsons figures. Kind of great. And I'm anxious for them to make more of these. I think it feels like every time I go to the store, they're putting more focus on the larger versions of these, which are about 5 inches tall. But those little like 2-inch figures are so cool. All right. And folks, if you're watching and you're anticipating the burger reveals, we're getting close. This is the last slide. Excuse me. This is sort of my miscellaneous pile. Includes the amazing 4-pack reaction figure test shot item that you gave me, Mark. This is as you can see, it's remaining in the package. I absolutely have coveted this since you got it. It's such a cool thing to have in the collection. Plus, you also gave me that amazing Skeletor vinyl figure from Super 7. And it's another special item in my collection because I don't really have a lot of Japanese style vinyl figures. And this guy is gorgeous. So he represents a multitude of things. I love that. And then the California Raisins, that's not even all of them that I got from Steve Ruppel, friend Steve Ruppel. There's 6 there, and there's 6 here. So the 12 California Raisins. Again, California Raisins are complicated. We won't get into it too much, but if you grew up watching these commercials, and if you're like Mark, you're like, meh. But if you're like me, you're like, I love claymation and this is so cool. But yeah, they represent something kind of like along the lines of Garfield and Smurfs for me, where it's like I wouldn't actively seek them out, but having them really pushes the nostalgia button for me. speaking of Creature from the Black Lagoon, from when we were talking about the Ben Cooper costumes, this Toonie Terrors Creature from the Black Lagoon that you see standing in front of Spider-Man has been the hardest to find from the new wave of these. That one and Bride of Frankenstein are the newest from the Toonie Terrors NECA line, and they're both incredible. The Bride of Frankenstein, it's hard to see here, but she looks just like Elsa Lancaster,
Nice.
just like her. I mean, it's the resemblance is amazing. And then the Frankenstein and Wolfman are from earlier in the year, but that creature is that's a beautiful figure. And then 3 exciting purchases in the back there. Finding the Jawa with the cloak. He's in fairly good shape. He's missing a couple fingers on his right hand, but that Jawa's from the 12-inch Kenner line of action figures, and I love it. He's in great shape. I found him at an antique store in Clovis with HP. And then I haven't collected a lot of Marvel Legends lately. I used to buy one every once in a while, but when they announced the 1977 television show version of Spider-Man, I was over the moon with excitement about this. I loved that show. I had a VHS of that show that I would watch on repeat. It's not great. It's not a great show, but it carried the suit, like the aesthetic of the suit and the handmade quality of the suit was always fascinating to me as a kid. And so having an action figure version of that is really cool. And the Burger King back there, the King Burgor is what he's named. Still the curse has not emerged. I don't know if it ever will, but it's hard to see him here. But if you've been watching this channel or listening to our podcast, you know all about this guy. Somebody was selling him on eBay for $10, and it was an extraordinary deal. And it's very clear that it's a custom Burger King action figure with a stinkor body, and he has enormous hands. He has a French fry sword. There's a burger grill on the top of his crown and a burger emerging from the back of his neck. I mean, it's super, like, the body horror aspect of this guy is like
pretty bizarre.
So I'm really happy to have him. And then my New Year's resolution is to finally get around to reading this book. I got it for my birthday. It's I talked about it a little bit. It's a book about the Disneyland ski resort project that Walt Disney was trying to greenlight toward the end of his life. So while he was planning Disney World, he was also planning a ski resort, and the ski resort would have been just about an hour and a half away from here at Mineral King. And so this is a really cool locale type of oddity.
Yeah.
The fact that somebody wrote a book about this is like really interesting to me too. But yeah, he ran into some issues with environmentalists saying you can't do that to what should be a national park or should be reserved as national or wildlife refuge or whatever. And so he canceled the project. But that would have changed so much of the Central Valley if it had gone through, if it had actually come about. And then the last thing is one of my more recent purchases is that little Fisher-Price elephant that came with a circus train set, Fisher-Price circus train set. I think it was even Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey Circus train set, if I remember correctly. But I had this elephant as a kid, and I found it at an antique store trip with Jules HP, and had to grab it.
Yeah, those are cute.
Yeah, and then
I love all the Fisher-Price animals.
They're so cool. They're so cool. There's a dragon that came with the castle. So still on my list of coveted items is the castle, the Fisher-Price castle that came out, I think is like late 60s, early 70s. And then it came with a dragon, like a purplish, pinkish dragon that is super cool. And then finally, another nod to our friend Eric from Mortarheads. There's that Hamburglar sticker.
Give me some of those. I didn't include that in my lineup.
It's a cool sticker. But yeah.
Wait. What's his name?
Eric?
I thought it was Mark.
Oh, no, Mark Enright. Yeah, I don't know why I said Eric. Did I say Eric earlier to you? I was just talking.
You may have.
I think it's because I was just talking this morning to the guy who commissioned the Matterhorn. His name's Eric. Sorry, Mark. Mark Enright from Mortarheads. Amazing artist, and he made those stickers. So go over to his page and buy some stickers or buy some things. Amazing stuff. And I think that leads us to the finale of our episode today, which is our burger builds. What a journey
are we doing that in this episode?
We can.
Okay.
Or do you want to end here and then?
Well, I wasn't sure. I thought you were going to tack it on to the last.
We are. Video. We're going to do both. Here's a good idea. I'm thinking about it right now. Maybe let's do a little reveal now, since we already I mentioned it earlier, and then we'll do another recording for that.
I kind of don't want to touch it with my greasy hands, to be honest with you.
You don't have to.
No, I will.
All right. So we're not going to talk about it a lot here because there is a part 3, or the final part, that's going to be launching on this channel. By the time you see this, it might already be launched. But Mark and I, if you're familiar with what we've been doing, we've been working since, did we start this in September?
Yep.
We're working
20th.
Yeah. We have lives, so we couldn't just, continue to do this and get it all done in one weekend. But we've been working since September to make these anthropomorphic burgers inspired by the Burger Patch burgers at the old school McDonaldland Playlands.
Yep.
And I think they turned out really great. And
yeah,
yours I think is more authentic to the Burger Patch burgers. I took a little I took some artistic license with mine, partially on accident but partially on purpose. But I'm gonna bring mine up here. This is, I went ahead, and as you can see, mine, if you look at Mark's and you look at mine,
I'm gonna drop mine like an idiot.
Don't drop it. I did mine with cheese. Mark did his with the pickle, and the pickle is the more traditional version of this. And I think Mark did a better job with the eyes. My eyes turned out real bulgy, like almost crab.
And I even cut mine down because mine weren't as big as yours to begin with, but I'm like, man, those are sticking way out.
I went ahead and went a little crazy and put mine in a pot with some artificial foliage, so it looked like the Burger Patch. But yeah, I added cheese to mine too. But I think these turned out pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
All right, that is we're coming to the close of our holiday episode. Mark, any final thoughts before we end this?
Well, thanks for listening throughout the year. Thanks for watching this. Who knows what's in store for 2026? We'll have to start recording again pretty soon.
Yeah, this is always fun because it's a way for us to not get too bogged down with the stuff that seems to be lapping at the door constantly. What is that, like the chaos? And I think it's important to remember that the little happinesses that we get from this stuff is really, really important. And that's part of, I think, what we try to do here, talk about our interests. And so folks, remember, until we meet again, have fun, stay weird, and keep collecting.
And go build yourself some burgers.
Build those burgers.
Bye.
All right, I'm going to end this.
Okay.
And then we'll start a new recording for the burger thing.
Okay.
So I'll send another link here in a little bit.
Okay.